Hello, it is Monday and it is a new weekly reading vlog. And I actually do have some updates for you. So, I started my buddy read for Lady Midnight today. I am listening along with the audiobook and we have read the first 58 pages. I love this book so much. You don't understand how much I love this. And it is my least favourite of the three in this trilogy. I also started my buddy read of Sabriel with Fran today. So we've read the first 56 pages and it's been like a year and a half, 2 years since I read this the first time. So I'm interested to see how much I remember as I read, because I can't really remember much at the moment. But yeah, I'm enjoying my reread. So, and then I got a book from the library and I've not put it on my Goodreads because my aim was that I was going to read it secretly in this vlog, and then once this vlog goes live, then put it on Goodreads. And I really wanted to like this book, but I'm 94 pages in and I think it's going to be a DNF. It's a sequel. It's Infinity Reaper by Adam Silvera. I gave Infinity Son a 2-star. And when I found out this was going to be like 530 pages, I was like, maybe he's done some world building, maybe he's worked on, you know, the criticisms. And I will say one thing. At the beginning, now I really like this, at the beginning there's a little like glossary of characters and like the 3 different types of like world of Gleamcraft. So the Gleamcrafters, the Celestials and the Spectres. And then you've got the main Spellwalkers and allies, the main Bloodcasters and allies, politicians, Halo Knights and Phoenixes, and other notable characters. And do you know what? That has helped a lot of remembering who's who. But do you know what? I'm 94 pages in. I am bored. And also, I still have no clue whose chapter's what. Like, each chapter, obviously, it tells you whose chapter it is. Apart from that, I have to keep going back to the start of the chapter to check. I've never read a book where the point of view isn't obvious. I really wanted to like this at least enough to give it a 3 stars, and I'm 94 pages in and I already want to DNF it. There are going to be like probably sprints throughout the week, which I'll probably try again. But if I still can't get into this, then I'm just going to DNF. Like, I want to DNF it now. And I know that when you're watching this, you're probably going to be sat there like, if it doesn't bring you joy, just DNF it. But I want to give it a proper chance. I know I feel like I did that with Infinity Son and it disappointed me. So why am I reading this? Curiosity killed the cat. There's a reason that is a saying. There's a reason. It's not sparking me joy. And Brighton continues to be like the worst person ever. He says something to his and Emil's mum, and oh my god, can Brighton die, please? Like, I hate his character so much. And do you know what? Maribel's not, is it Maribel or Marabella? Maribel's not much better. Like, she needs, oh. By the time this vlog goes up, I would either have probably finished it or DNF'd it, so stay tuned, folks. But I have been continuing to plan my Eurovision-a-thon TBR, and I have found a few books for a few of the more obscure countries like Georgia. However, the book I've picked for Georgia could also be used for Azerbaijan, so I'm still on the fence about which country I'm going to use it for, because I don't have a book picked for either apart from that one, and you can't double up. And I was a bit stuck on Finnish books, so I'm not giving you my full TBR, but I was a bit stuck on Finnish books because the only books I know that like sort of could be done for Finland are Moomins, because although they were first published in Sweden, Moomins are Finnish author. So I was like, right, okay. But I have a Finnish friend, so I messaged her, asked her, and she told me about this author and this book by this author, and I looked up the book and it sounds way too dark and deep for me. Like, no, not my sort of thing. So I was like, oh, do you know what, I'm just gonna go for Moomin. It's fine. I've always wanted to read the books, and if you've seen my haul that went up the other day, I bought the first 3 Moomin books. So yeah, but then I was like looking for like the other countries, and turns out the author that Tessa told me about, she's actually Finnish Estonian. So I had a look at her other books, and she has a book called Norma, and it actually sounds really good. So I've picked it for my Estonia pick, because obviously I've already got Moomins for Finland, and I was originally going to like get it from the library or see if it was on Scribd or something, or Kindle. A physical on Kindle it was like £6.99. For a physical copy on Amazon, £2.16. So I bought it and it came today, and I just want to show you how gorgeous this cover is. Look at that cover. So it's like pastel green into pastel pinky orange, and that spine is gorgeous. I am really obsessed with this, so I hope I like it. It's still not particularly my sort of thing. It is moving out of my comfort zone, but it's not moving out of my comfort zone as much as this author's other book would. But for some reason, I'm really tired today. I don't understand why, but it's like 9:30 and I'm gonna go to bed. I'm really annoyed because I bought myself the Spyro game with birthday money or birthday gift card, and it came on Saturday and I still have not played it. I know it's only Monday, but that's not the point. I want to play it, but I'm just too damn tired. But I will catch up with you tomorrow. Hello, it is Wednesday and it's very late. I'm just coming to give a really quick update before I go to sleep. I don't know if you can hear, but my throat has decided to just hate me. I wake up regularly and my glands are swollen, but they usually go back to normal after I've had my breakfast and something to drink. Today, they have not gone back down. Like, if you do the thing that dentists get you to do, you can see how swollen they are at the back. I've been having my throat spray, I've been having soothers, and I had a hot toddy, which, if you don't know, is a shot of whiskey, honey, lemon juice and hot water all mixed together. Put far too much whiskey in, maybe that's why I'm so tired. But like, it's actually hurting to swallow, and especially on my, it's always more so on my left side. Whenever I get like an ear infection or like my glands swell up, anything, my left side is always worse. It's really annoying. But anyway, we're not here for like medicine with Becca, we're here for books with Becca. And I have some good updates and I have some bad but also not surprising updates. So I don't have it up here with me, but I read yesterday's pages of Lady Midnight. We decided not to read today because Liv and Kat need to catch up because they didn't read yesterday or the day before. but I read yesterday's pages, and then we're skipping today's, I think. I also, with Lady Midnight, I forgot how much I love Julian Blackthorne. And Ty. Oh, I just want to hug Ty. I also read my body read pages of Sabriel. This is weird. I only read this book like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Now, usually, I remember books that I enjoy. And I did really enjoy this the first time I read it. But for some reason, I'm not remembering anything. Like, Mogget has just come into it. And I remember who Mogget is, but I don't remember anything that happens. And I've been reading it and I'm like, I'm so confused, but I'm enjoying it. Hopefully I'll actually remember stuff this time. We are nearly halfway through, so we are making a good progress. And yeah, really enjoying it. And then the bad but not surprising it's a DNF. I didn't read yesterday, but I was on page 94 if you recall. I read to page 107. It took me 28 minutes to read 12 pages, which, if you know me, I generally read a page a minute. Like, it's not even half the amount of pages. It's not even half a page a minute. I can't. And when I decided, do you know what, I'm going to DNF it, I read the last page, and do you know what? It's so predictable, and I'm so glad I'm not continuing this, because the ending is just like, it's predictable in the sense that I didn't want it to happen. I wanted him to just shock us and do something different, because not only is it predictable ending, but it's a crap ending. Like, oh yeah, I can't. It's a library book, so I'm not fully yeeting it, but that's the extent I'm yeeting it. But this one is going back to the library. Talking of the library, I got I've been like reserving books like crazy, because, you know, I don't have enough of my own books to read. But in my defence, I have reasons for these. So the first one is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. Now, I do have these. I do have the, I believe it's the Farseer trilogy, and then Madship trilogy I have on Kindle. I know I definitely have this trilogy on Kindle. And me, Jazz and Kelly want to buddy read these books. However, me and Jazz both have them on Kindle and Kelly has it on Audible. So how are we going to separate out chapters, pages, whatever? So this was available at my library to actually, they had loads on shelf at my library, so there was no like queue or anything. So I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to reserve it, and I'm going to like work out the pages we need to read, and then I can return it. Although I'm kind of tempted to just read it physically, although the writing is quite small, so I'll probably just do Kindle, but at least I have it to figure out pages. So we have that. And then if you've been watching my videos, you'll know I am taking part in Eurovision-a-thon, and I am extra as hell and want to try and find a book for every single one of the 40 countries. I'm not going to read 40 books in a month, but am I going to still try? Yes, of course I am. However, I do not have 40 books to fit every single one of the countries. So for the books that I'm picking that I don't physically own myself, I'm looking on Scribd, I'm looking on Amazon to see, like, ebooks to see if they're cheap, as a last resort though. But I've been looking on Scribd on my library app, and two of the ones that I have reserved came in today, so I collected them. Well, they didn't come in, these ones were already in my library, so I will I'll be also probably needing to pick up some more, because I also reserved a few others which are having to be brought in from other libraries, so I've got to wait for those, because obviously once they arrive at my library they have to leave them in quarantine for like 3 days, and then they'll process them for me, and then I'll go collect them. But it's fine because Eurovisionathon hasn't even started yet. So yeah, I literally on my lunch break popped to the library to pick up these. Kind of wish I'd made the decision to DNF this sooner so I could have taken this back, but you know, if there is anyone waiting for it, I'm actually doing them a favour. I'm so disappointed. Really wanted to like it, not love it. I knew I was never going to love this, but I wanted to like it. I'm gutted because I absolutely adore Adam Silver's contemporaries. The only one I haven't read so far is More Happy Than Not. I've read the others he's done, including What If It's Us, and I've loved all of his contemporaries. And then Infinity Son was just such a letdown, but it was quite a short book, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and get this one from the library when it comes out. And I'm so glad I decided to get it from the library and didn't actually pay for it, because this would have annoyed the hell out of me even more if I had actually wasted money on it. But you know what, we're not going to dwell on that because positive thoughts. So I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to end this little clip now because my throat is actually starting to feel like it's going to close up. So there's a possibility the rest of this vlog might just be clips of me reading, playing Animal Crossing or whatever, because I can't speak, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it is Thursday and it's been one of those days. So I had this whole plan this morning that I was gonna like film, edit and upload my Illumicrate unboxing before I started work at 9. Filmed it, that was fine. Then my internet wasn't working, and it wasn't just a case of, oh, let's just reboot the router. I did that, still didn't work. Looked into it, Virgin Media was down in my entire area. Estimated fixed time, midday. I was like, crap, work. So I like took a screenshot, sent it to work. I was like, look, I'll keep an eye on it, and as soon as the internet's back up, I'll log on. It got fixed at 11:30. So I have to make up the hours, which is really annoying because, you know, it's not my fault. And if I'd been in the office, we wouldn't have had to make up those hours. But okay. So like I worked through my hour lunch break, and then I worked until 5:30 this evening, and I couldn't do it anymore. So I need to start early tomorrow anyway, so I'm gonna make up the rest of the time tomorrow. So that's good. I did get some mail today. My Switch sleeve from Book Bestie's come, but not only is it gorgeous, you can't see it properly, but this is a rose gold zip, and look at the little zip head. It's so cute. So obviously it's got my Switch in it, and also my Weeping Angel Funko. Oh, I'm so happy I managed to get this, because this one is so hard to get, and whenever people are selling it, it's for like £40–45, and I'm like, I'm not paying that much for a Funko. I got this for 20. So happy. So yeah, I've now got to find somewhere, because I had exactly 14, which was the perfect amount to fit in that slot, and now I have 15. Didn't think this one through, but it's fine. My throat is still really hurting. I have been like living with my throat spray. It's anesthetic throat spray, so it sort of like numbs your throat. This one's cherry flavour, and I swear by this stuff. This stuff has been amazing. I've been using these for years now. Obviously not this one. this is a fairly new one. It's definitely still in date until December. But yeah, I haven't read anything today, which is really annoying. What I should have done is, for those 2.5 hours I couldn't work this morning, I should have read. But no, I played Animal Crossing. And then this evening, watched some BookTube and then played Animal Crossing. It's like gone 10 and I have just got off FaceTime with Liv. We was playing Animal Crossing for like 2 hours. But do you know what? Don't care, because I needed some like downtime. I can't really do any more of my Lady Midnight buddy read at the moment because Liv and Kat both need to catch up because they've both been really busy and or slumpy. Sabriel, I let Fran know that I couldn't read today because work was just and I wasn't in a reading mood, so I'm gonna read double tomorrow. And then my other book, oh, that's the point, I don't think I told you, because I told you I was DNF in Infinity Reaper, but I also, on the same day I started Sabriel, Lady Midnight and Infinity Reaper, I also started Love is for Losers and forgot to tell you about it. I am like 47% through. It's so in my TBR I said that I'd seen a few people that are like my sort of age say that it's very juvenile, and although yes it is a YA, a lot of the time people my age can read YA, but this just comes across very juvenile. And do you know what, I can see it. However, it's making me laugh, because the thing about those types of books is I sort of go into 15-16-year-old Becca's mind and remember what I was like at that age, and honestly it's so cringy, but it's brilliant. But no, I'm really enjoying it. I do have some issues, but they're not with the book, they're with characters, but it's nothing to do with the writing. This is really hard to describe without spoiling, but basically I don't like the main character's mum. I think she is really selfish, and yeah, I'm not going to really go into it further. If you've read the book, you'll understand why. You might understand why I think she's selfish, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's a nice, like, fun read. I just haven't got the energy to read at all today, which is such a shame, because I was hoping I could get some reading done. But I have now found books for all 40 countries for Eurovision-a-thon, so that means I can film my TBR this weekend. My TBR will probably go up next week, so this will go up on Monday, and then my TBR video will either be Wednesday or Saturday after this, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But I realised I've got like 2 weeks until Eurovision-a-thon starts, so I really need to get cracking on my TBR because... But anyway, enough of that. I'll speak to you tomorrow, hopefully. Good morning. It is Friday? It is Friday. And I don't have any reading updates for you, but I would just like to say that I'm really proud of myself. I usually get up at like 7, half 7. I got up at 6 o'clock this morning because I've got to start work an hour earlier. Or I had to start work an hour earlier. I got up an hour earlier. I got up, had breakfast, did the subtitles for my Illumicrate video because I didn't have time yesterday, and then I wrote a book review. Yay! I didn't post a book review last week because it was a bit of a weird one and I didn't write one. I do have 4 others that I need to write. They're the 4 books that I read over Readathon, but I don't know if I'll have the brain power to do it today because work is going to be stressful. I can already tell, and I've literally been working for 9 minutes. But I don't know if you can tell, but my hair was in plaits overnight and I took them out and then just like ran my fingers through it, and I'm wearing my cute little headband. I'm wearing minimal makeup today. It's literally eyeliner, mascara and a coloured lip balm. My throat is still killing me, but you know, I'm dosing myself up on the throat spray, and yeah, I'm just gonna watch, as you saw from the last clip, I'm just gonna watch some booktube and have a candle burning whilst I work. So yeah. So it is so much later. I had one of those days in work where it was just ridiculous. I started work at 8 because I had to do the hour to make up the time. I then did not have a lunch break. I had lunch, but I like didn't actually have a break. I literally got up to go get food, and that was it. And then I ended up working until 7 p.m. So I worked 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. with no break. So yeah, I did get some really good news from our like manager today though about pay rises and bonuses, which I'm not going to go into details, but considering like no company did amazingly last year, the fact that my company has been able to do that is amazing, and you know, I'm really grateful for that. It put a bit of a spring in my step, helped me get through the day. But yeah, I finished work at 7, so I had to eat dinner whilst working as well. But finished work at 7, and then I watched Jade's interview with Sebastian de Castell, which was such an amazing interview. I am so happy for her that she was able to, you know, have that opportunity. Like, absolutely incredible. But that finished just before 10, and I have caught up for yesterday's Buddy Read pages. So we are now at the end of chapter 17. I am not going to be able to read any more tonight because I am literally falling asleep here. So yeah, but I will catch up with you tomorrow where hopefully I'll actually have some more content. Maybe. Hello, it is Saturday night, as in I'm about to go to bed, and I don't have a massive amount of updates. So I did almost catch up on my Buddy Reader Sabriel. I got to the end of yesterday's pages, but we are due to finish it tomorrow, so I'm going to read today and tomorrow's pages tomorrow and finish it tomorrow, which obviously you'll see my updates for that in next week's vlog. I, apart from that, haven't read anything. The Lady Midnight Buddy Read is not going to plan. I've not picked up Love is for Losers again. I've not picked up anything else, and I realised I now have 13 days to read like over 1,000 pages before Eurovisionathon starts. So yeah, I'm hoping Maddie's sprints tomorrow help kick me up the butt to actually get some reading done, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this vlog up now because I am really tired. I've yawned about 5 times now, so I've got to cut all those out. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I am still really gutted I had to DNF Infinity Reaper, but if I'd forced myself through, I would have put myself in a bigger slump than I'm already in. So it was for the best, unfortunately. But I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye!